You have described Russia's interest in the United States as so-called influence operations. Explain that a little bit more and how maybe this case could fit into those kinds of operations.
Well, there's really two formative experiences in President Vladimir Putin's life. One is that he served in the KGB and was director of the FSB, so he's very comfortable as a practitioner of espionage against what he still refers to as the main enemy, the Glavny Protivnik, the United States. And secondly, Vladimir Putin is a black belt in judo, and one of the key principles of judo is to use your enemy's strength against them. So the United States is superior to Russia in military terms, economic terms, and what Vladimir Putin is seeking to do is use our democratic institutions and open cyberspace against us. We use cyberspace as a force multiplier for freedom of expression and commerce, whereas Russia seeks to practice cyber sovereignty. And I think Vladimir Putin saw an opportunity where our cyberspace was vulnerable to mount influence operations.
Do you think he was successful, and how much is Putin actually preying off the sort of chaos that we see on a near daily basis in Washington?
I think he was successful in creating a belief among many, certainly in this country and in the media, that there was some link between one campaign and the government of Russia. I think that's what Vladimir Putin sought to do, because he felt like the best way to muddy our democratic institutions would be to create that impression, to leave some breadcrumbs, as if he was channeling the Brothers Grimm and leaving Hansel and Gretel breadcrumbs all the way from Trump Tower, 2016 June meeting, back to the Kremlin. I think Putin has his eyes set on March 2018, when he will stand for election to be president again, and he knows that many of his opponents who will risk their lives to protest on Russia's city streets derive their ideological inspiration from the United States. And so I think Putin saw a real reason for his own regime security to target our election campaign.
Daniel, briefly in the little time we have left, there seems to be a lot of debate and lack of clarity within the Trump administration itself about exactly how to deal with Russia. What might you advise them going forward?
I don't know if I'd be so presumptuous about advising the administration about what to do, though I guess what I would say is that the best way to counter Russia's influence attacks on our country is just to be transparent about them, so that our citizens understand what nefarious activities the Russians are mounting against us. I think that's important.
Daniel Hoffman in Washington, thanks very much for weighing in.